All righty. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here. I am with Matt from Deal Machine, aka dmzach.com, and we're here to teach you how to get your first deal in under 30 days through what we call the Driving for Deals Challenge, call it Driving for Dollar Challenge, whatever you want to do. But basically, what we want to explain today is you are literally one deal away from changing your life. That is the point of this challenge. That is the point of why I'm here today. This is why I'm so passionate about this. Guys, you are seriously one deal away from $25,000, $30,000 that can change your entire life. You can quit the 9-to-5 job. You can do whatever you can go out here and just change everything with one wholesaling deal. And guys, one wholesaling deal changed my life at 17 years old. I can tell you it's given me millions of dollars and the life that I know I deserved, and especially the life that I've always dreamed of. And I want you to get the point here. Guys, I've taught hundreds of thousands of people how to get their first deal. I've taught you guys how to make so much stinking money in wholesaling real estate. But the truth is we still have people that's starting out that want to know, how do I get started? How do I get rich? How do I do this? And the simplest, easiest way to create your own destiny right now is just trying for dollars. I've said it time and time again. And heck, before I even partnered up with Deal Machine on this, I think Matt's seen it. I produced results, and there's not one YouTuber in wholesaling right now that's produced more testimonials than me. And most of them are getting deals from Driving for Dollars. It's changing their life, creating their destiny, and getting it going. So, Matt, I'm excited about this. I'm ready to go. I know you've seen Driving for Dollars change people's lives.
Absolutely.
That's what the point of today's video for, right?
Yeah, man. I'm excited to get into this. Again, Matt Camp over here with Deal Machine, run partnerships over here. You know, over these next 30 days, that's our whole goal is really following that playbook. You know, the idea of Driving for Dollars has been around forever. It's been around for a long time. You know, it's something that we didn't come up with that strategy. Our goal on the Deal Machine front is to give technology to make that strategy much more efficient, much more effective. But what we're going to go through in these next 30 days is give you that playbook, give you the knowledge of exactly what to do, exactly what steps to take, how to get out there, how to take action. And Zach, that's why I love teaming up with you, especially is like, hey, you know, we did one of these last year. We've added quite a few things since then, at quite a few strategies and individual even features in Deal Machine to take it to the next level. But your audience is ready to get out there, ready to take action. And us, you know, in terms of this knowledge, in terms of, you know, Deal Machine as a tool, even, we are a tool to make you more successful and make you more effective, but we're just a tool. It's up to you guys to get out there, to lead with action, to take with this and run with it. And again, what we're going to share over these 30 days, we've seen people, I mean, we've had over 10,000 deals done using Deal Machine. Like, this is the playbook of what these people are doing over and over and over again, whether you're using Deal Machine or not. You know, we've had hundreds of interviews on our YouTube channel talking to people about landing deals like this. We're really proud to say we're the highest rated and most reviewed app out there for investors to find deals like this. So that's where we're getting this playbook from. And over these 30 days, you know, we're going to be able to lay this out for you guys of, hey, here's exactly what to do, where to go, what steps to take. And it's a great time to be getting into this, man. So excited to be kicking this off with you.
I'm telling you, like, I mean, Driving for Dollars can change your life. We have our live event in October, and we're going to get some people speaking on it. We're going to get some people there. We got 2 people there specifically making over $100,000 only Driving for Dollars. Think about that for a second. Think about that. They were broke 2 years ago, making $100,000 months just driving for dollars. And reverse Driving for Dollars and some other secret sauce we're going to teach today that I literally had to go invent new methods of Driving for Dollars because it works so well. And so we're so excited about this. One thing I can tell you is we are partnering up Deal Machine on this challenge. I will give everyone, I don't know, plug your ears, Matt. But you don't need Deal Machine for this challenge. Like, if you don't have the money, you don't need to use it. It'd help. It's a free trial, but you don't need it, right? It is a shovel. And the way I explain it is, if there's a gold treasure buried 20 feet deep, you can use your hands to dig there. That's fine. Or you can use a shovel. One's going to be a little better. One's going to be a lot worse, right? The point of Deal Machine, even if you don't have the money for it, you can use a free trial for it. And it's like you can use the shovel for like an hour or two. That at least that helps and you understand it. But one thing I want you guys to understand is you don't need to use. It's not going to be like, this is the only thing stopping me from living the life of my. It's not, but it will definitely help you. What I've seen, the people that get their first deal for Driving for Dollars or not, most of them do use Deal Machine. FYI, but you do not have to use it. I want you to understand. Don't feel pressured or anything like that, but it does help you out. And statistically, what we've personally found, and I will let everyone know off the bat, like how everyone's like, how far do I have to dig to get a deal, right? Statistically, we found about 400 drawing for dollars leads gets one deal. You can let me know. I've talked to David a lot. He has more data than me on drawing for dollars. I personally found from our students, about 400 drawing for dollars leads is one deal. And before y'all cry and like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. I talk about 70 minutes a day for a month of drawing for dollars. Will probably produce you around 400. 70 minutes a day for the rest of your life to change everything. Think about that for a second. 70 minutes to change your life. You probably spent 70 minutes on TikTok today or Netflix or something stupid. If you put that in dmzach.com, draw for dollars, you could make 25K. Change everything. So understand this. Drawing for dollars, we're gonna break this all down today. We're gonna get your first deal in 30 days, but I want to change your mindset on a lot of things, right? For a $25,000 assignment fee, 400 drawing for dollars leads, that's about $62.50 per lead you get paid. Think about that. If I can give out 4 or 5 of these leads every hour, I'm getting paid $400 an hour just to drive $4. It's insane. Nobody looks at it like that, right? They look at, I spent $2 in gas for an hour, but you produce $62. The truth is, over time, I haven't found one person that's done 1,000 drawing for dollars leads, called them, reverse drive for dollars, that didn't get a deal. It's impossible not to. Seriously, think about that first. Like, it's impossible. But nobody thinks about it like that. You got to think about it like that. I don't know one guy. Actually, I do know people like that. They're in the gym 2 hours a day and they're not ripped at all. It's the amount of work you do during the hours. But like drawing for dollars, you find an ugly house, you talk to them, change your life. So I'm excited for it. I'm ready to go. I might see a link in the bottom, dmzach.com. That is the free trial for drawing for dollars. And we're excited. We got some big giveaways too today. So let Matt take the floor. I talk about drawing for dollars all day. It's changed my life, everyone's life. I'm pumped up.
Awesome, man. And I put it, some people are watching on Webinar Jam, which that means you're part of the challenge. You've hit free register. You are ready to go. You went to drivewithzach.com to sign up for free. If you're watching through social right now, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, all that, make sure to go to that drivewithzach.com. And that is where you're going to be able to sign up for the rest of these trainings for free. We're going to be sending out emails each day. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be assigning homework. We're going to be giving away literally over $3,000 of free stuff through this too. So make sure to go to that to be able to get on that email list and get reminders and qualify for all the giveaways too. So in Webinar Jam, I put up a little link there if you're going to do that 7-day free trial. There's that. By the end of this too, I'm going to give you guys another awesome special offer of, hey, if you're going to go full into this and you're like, yeah, I'm going to fully commit to this, we've got awesome discounts and fun things to give away as well too. But we're excited to team up, man. And we'll dig into this. And I know you talking about like the 400 leads, that's on average across the US. So, if you're in a more competitive market, it's going to be a little higher. If you're in a more rural market, it's going to be a little bit lower. Just kind of depends there. I will say, when we look at the data, and this is something I want to get you in that mindset, like Zach said, of overachieving this, of just filling your pipeline with as many qualified leads as possible. That's what today is all about, is talking about step one, which is finding these properties. But to break it down even further, when we look at the data and we see people who hit 100 leads, simply 100 leads to start with, they may or may not have a deal in those 100 leads. Some do. We do have plenty of people who've even gotten deals on their 7-day free trial, like that quickly. Yeah. You have to get kind of right place, right time. But you're at least getting yourself in the right position. You're giving yourself an at bat for this. With sellers, if you do this the right way, if you follow through with what we lay out today. But that being said, that 100 lead mark, when we look at the data, the people who get to that number are statistically just greatly more likely to stick with this and to keep going. And a lot of things click then. You start to have conversations with sellers. You start to see where this is going. You start to get that long-term vision. So today, you'll notice with the homework today, our goal is to get you to that 100 leads, to find those really, really qualified owners to just start off with for week one. And we'll teach you again today exactly how to go through that. So I'm going to share my screen here on both of these. So give me just 1 second. While I do this too, please go in the chat. Say where you're based out of as well. If you're in, if you're in Florida or South Carolina, please stay safe, guys, out there. I know that things are crazy out there now with the weather and whatnot. But as I share my screen on both of these here, try to team up in the chat. It's something that I know. Here we go. That I know we've seen people go through the challenge before and actually meet future business partners and, do deals together and team up that way and hold each other accountable. Like, this is a challenge, guys. We're making it straightforward, but it's not easy. Like, you got to put in the work. So go in the chat and try to team up together and try to do a little bit of networking while you're here, while you're learning. And again, if you sign up at drivewithzach.com, if you're watching on social media right now, on YouTube, Facebook, whatnot, make sure to do that just because you're going to get the replay links as well. So
also, I don't know if there's a giveaway today, but I know through the entire challenge, we have about $3,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
I know we're giving a decent amount away next week for it too. So make sure you go through that link just so you're on the list. Yeah. You'll be getting a lot of good stuff. And so I'm just FYI, drivewithzach.com. That's it. Pretty simple.
Yeah. The giveaways, we're reserving it for you get a ticket to the giveaway if you complete the homework. So the people who are taking this serious and not just sitting back and taking in the information, that's great. Like, that's step one, is educating yourself a little bit here. But really, it's the people who lead with action that are going to get the value out of this. So if you guys are keeping up with us, if you're turning in the homework, we'll give you instructions today on exactly how to do that. But everyone who does that gets a ticket to that first giveaway. And we're going to be doing them every single week. Like you said, over $3,000 worth of free stuff we're going to be giving away. So
if I found out you were in Driving for Dollars and you won something, we're going to I'll make Matt take it away from you. I promise you.
Yeah, you guys got to. Yeah, we don't want to fake it. I mean, in the end, too, the real grand prize is going and landing deals, right? So, you're only cheating yourself if you don't do the homework, right? So,
exactly.
All right, awesome. So, one thing I do want to kick off with really quickly is just talking about why right now is such a good time to get into this. Wholesalers in general are more valuable than ever. Like, what we offer as a wholesaler is certainty in an uncertain environment. And you see, like, especially trying to go on market right now, like, inventory is an all-time low. Demand is still crazy high. Like, you see, prices up, you see new construction booming, all that. But to be able to find a property, to go direct the seller, to find an actually motivated seller, like we're going to be talking about today, when you land a great deal like this, I mean, the cash buyers are going to be clamoring for that. Like, you are in a great spot where you can come in as a wholesaler. And if you find somebody who is a motivated seller actually looking to, get rid of that property, and we can provide a service to them by helping them move quickly, helping them move conveniently, helping them move as is, providing capital, a cash offer, all of that, we can provide so much more value today. Because there are just so many opportunities out there. And really what we talk about today, the Driving for Dollars method, is the most cost-effective strategy to do this and go do your first deal. And it's the number one way newbies find their first deal. So I do want to start with talking about, hey, why now is just such a good time to step up and take action on this. Zach, I know you guys right now as well. Like, is that something you're seeing in the market on your end?
No, guys, Driving for Dollars, it's an earned list. And I've said it a million times, but like, you have to earn the list. You can't go buy it. The reason why you get good wholesaling deals, right? I just got off the podcast yesterday with someone making 48 grand a month. This will be released Monday, FYI. He is in Dallas, which everyone cries and complains like a little baby that it's such a saturated market. I can't do anything. You got to do the list most people aren't willing to do. And so that's an exciting one. But like, you're in a market where you think there's so many wholesalers. Just Drive for Dollars. Get in your stinking car and look for ugly houses. I know it's not sexy, but like, you could put headphones in, like, you don't have to cold call. I know everyone rolls their eyes when I tell them to cold call. Like, there's not much cold calling have to be done for producing the list, even if you put the sticky notes out. This is a great time. One thing I will tell you, and we do teach this in freelisting.com, which I'm assuming everyone in here is, unless you're wasting your time, go to freelisting.com. A big thing is, like, don't Drive for Dollars in the areas that like seem cool. So like, for example, I can go to somewhere in Texas where there's like 1,000 people living in a small town. I can go Drive for Dollars, get all the great leads, and I feel cool, but there's no buyers there, right? There's nobody who wants to buy those deals. And so what you need to do is, if you're in an okay market with, I say at least over 50,000 people living it, median home price below 400,000, ask the buyers where they want to buy. Just say, hey, I'm looking to buy in these zip codes. Okay, roger that. Then go in those zip codes and Drive for Dollars. You want to Drive for Dollars in hot areas. And guess what? I know it's a hot area. There's a lot of wholesalers, but the wholesalers, when you get that list of 100, let's say, if you do that this week, let's say 400 over the month, that's a list no other wholesaler in your market has. Not even close. You have the upper hand advantage on a hot market. That's why it's only 400 of these drawing for dollars leads to get a deal versus I have to pull 3, 4, 5,000 leads on a regular software and then skip trace that just to get that deal. Insane. And so I think that's a big reason why you can do that. If you use dmzach.com, you can drive a lot faster, which makes it a lot easier. And guys, it's a no-brainer. The reason why we're doing this challenge is I have to force people to get out here and actually get uncomfortable. And once you get uncomfortable, you start growing. It's called growing pains. Right? You become a better person. You make a lot more money and change your life. Last challenge, I know we changed a lot of people's lives, got a lot of great deals.
Oh, yeah.
This year, it's going to be even crazier.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, the more you get out of your own comfort zone, that's you learning. That's you getting better. And something that the more reps you put in, the better and better you will get at it. So taking this strategy, if you stay consistent with it, like you're talking about, Zach, I mean, then it's a matter of not if you're going to land a deal, it's when you're going to land that deal. So, to kind of start with here, I do want to mention, where people get stuck first is they just don't know where or how to find that great deal. So this challenge, that's our whole goal with this, is to give you that proven playbook. You'll be able to share what people have done again and again and again to go find off-market deals. So really use this as your chance, guys, to get out there and transform your financial life. Like, we've had so many people go through this challenge before, and people like Mark right here said that this challenge transformed his life in a positive way, and it created memories that lasted a lifetime for him because he used it as an opportunity to really help his family get involved. Like, he was teaching his son how to do this. He was getting into real estate and being very actionable about this stuff. Like, it is really, really inspiring to see how people have taken this and run with it and really made a massive change in their life this way. Jared's another one who said, if it wasn't for this challenge, I wouldn't ever get on the horse and take action. Like, that's what Zach's talking about, is that's how you get comfortable being uncomfortable, is by leading with this action and doing things that you wouldn't normally do, and follow these step-by-step playbooks here that we're going to be going through these 30 days to show you what all these people did. And then Santiago's another one who said, hey, this challenge showed me that anything's possible as long as you take these small, consistent actions daily. So like Zach said, hey, if you're even you spending an hour a day on this, you will see a night and day difference through 30 days if you put in the work like this. So and then Zach, I mean, you talked about like how many people come to you and land driving for dollars deals and talk about that all the time, right?
Oh yeah. I can tell you how much this challenge has helped people last year. And I know that this time it's going to be even crazier.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, and you just cut, I don't know why you cut that. You cut off the check on the bottom, man.
Oh, shoot. Right here.
I mean, I think I remembered him. He made probably at least 15K on that deal. I think if I can remember it, but like, I'm telling you guys, it works. Go to the Facebook group, search thanks Zach, or just look at the testimonials. They're there.
That's what these are, a couple of those. Mm-hmm.
So, dude, it works, man.
Love it, man. So to kind of kick us off as well, I do want to share one quick story of where this playbook comes from too. David, our CEO and founder, he's somebody who's I think he's going to be on one of these as well. He might be leading like week 3 or week 4 with you. So it'll be fun to have David on with you too. I know he came on last year for one of these, but David is somebody who was from St. Louis out here with me, which again, if anybody's based in St. Louis, would love to always do deals here as well. Myself, David on his side, was in St. Louis, moved to Indianapolis, was new to that market. He knew, like, he had read, Rich Dad Poor Dad. He had read 4 Hour Work Week. He had read these books that had put the idea of real estate in his mind, the idea of entrepreneurship in his mind. But he didn't know where to start. And so, he would go listen to things like this. He started to go to RIAs. He started to try to figure out, like, hey, where do I begin? What is a good process to take? How do I go find that first deal? And the reoccurring theme he heard over and over and over again is this driving for dollars thing that we're talking about. So, again, we're going to be getting to that training today of really showing you exactly how to do it. David here, he started doing it himself, and he'd drive around and he'd look for houses like this. Here's what he's looking for. He's looking for those houses that have the tarp on the roof, the gutters falling off, the broken board up windows, signs that it's vacant, like really overgrown grass, really overstuffed mailboxes, front yard, backyard's a mess, all those kind of telltale signs of a house that, for whatever reason, the owner of it either doesn't want to keep up with it, isn't able to keep up with it. They're highly likely to be dealing with a problem that you may be able to solve by, again, helping them move quickly, helping them move conveniently, helping them move as is. There are a lot of things that you can do, the cash offer, a lot of value you can bring to people who own properties that look like this. And so he'd drive around. He had a little paper and pencil that he would, look out the window, try to write down the address, try to do that over and over again. He tried to look up information about the owner and try to figure out how to get in contact with them. Then he'd sit back and try to send off he'd write out a whole handwritten letter and then try to send it off to him. He put in so much work, and he realized, man, I'm finding really, really good houses because I'm driving past them. Like, he was driving past them 6 months later, a year later, they look like this, but he wasn't the one doing those deals. He's like, man, I'm finding the right leads. I know this method works. I'm finding properties that actually get transacted on. But how do I find enough people, and how do I talk to them, reach out to them enough times to be the one doing this deal? And so those are the two main lessons he learned, was that the best deals come direct to sellers when you go off market, when you find those people that aren't already raising their hand and putting their house on the market and listing it and saying, hey, everybody come bid this offer up. That's if you can circumvent that process and find properties that maybe can't even be listed because they can't get in market ready shape, go direct to seller to find those people. But I need to find enough of them and reach out to them enough times that I can find somebody who's actually motivated and will trade me solving their problem for selling at a discount, for giving a great deal, for giving equity on that property. And so version 1 of Deal Machine was born. That was him getting out there. It looks a little bit better than now than this right here, guys. But this was V1, was him just driving around, adding properties to it. He made a little app himself. He had a tech background, so he was trying to solve his own problem using tech. And he would be able to just kind of tag properties and then hit send mail. And the big thing was, one, now we could add a ton of properties. He could just keep adding as he drives around. And two, now we can actually send mail and do it over and over and over again to be able to stay top of mind and really get in front of somebody and make it so that you are engineering an outcome for yourself by being right place, right time, by consistently getting in front of them. And him doing that over and over again, that led to awesome results for him. He built his own financial freedom through going through. He made, has a portfolio over $2 million there, equity about, he was buying right. So the equity is phenomenal. He's got, about 50% equity in that. Built his own financial freedom, 5 figures of monthly income doing this over and over. And so, when he started doing that himself, he realized, man, this is something that I think I can solve for other people. And that's where the idea for Deal Machine came from, is really just giving everyone the power of real estate investing, using technology, using this method. But then for him, he tried to broaden that out and say, okay, awesome. How do I bring this to people my friends that are asking me about this, that I can share with them a technology that I can make public? And, that's what this version 1 of Deal Machine was, and how it's evolved from there. And, again, I know I mentioned we've had over 10,000 deals done, every single state. We're, again, the highest rated, most reviewed app out there to find off market deals. We're really proud to say that. And that's what this challenge is pulled from, is those people out there, David's story, from those 10,000 deals done, from Ryan's story here, who went through a 30-day challenge. On day 17, he did his first deal. He did 72 deals in his first year after that, and has done over 400 deals since then using Deal Machine. And really, again, whether you're using Deal Machine or not, it's the processes that he took. It's the processes that David took. It's what Zach took to be able to really create this challenge and give you guys the playbook over those 30 days. Cody's another one who's doing this virtually and is also hiring drivers in Milwaukee while he's based in San Diego. So you can do this virtually as well. We'll talk about that today. And then Patrick's the last one here, who was actually literally sleeping in his truck, started to invest in his own education using just YouTube videos about real estate, about Deal Machine, and ended up taking action on that. And in 10 months did 14 deals, did $150K in wholesale fees, and changed his life that way. So, use this as that launching pad and really go through these next 30 days where, Zach, what we'll be doing is me and you're getting on live every week. Like I mentioned, David's going to be coming on one of these as well. I'm going to wrangle him in for one of these as well and be able to take Q&A with you guys too. But we're going to be giving you these steps every single week, helping you overcome challenges. So we'll answer questions and things, assign homework. So if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, on social media right now, make sure to go to that drivewithzach.com. And that way you can sign up for the email list to get all this stuff, just, the challenge email list here and the invites each week. And then we're going to hold you guys accountable each week too. So we're going to give you homework where you can go out there and take those action steps and come through this and not just listen to this over 30 days, but to lead with action. And for the people who actually do, the people who follow through, we're going to be giving away, again, over $3,000 of free stuff to the people who do the homework. So make sure to listen through this today. make sure to be ready to follow through with this between now. And if you turn in the homework before next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, you qualify. And we're going to be doing that first giveaway then. So, Zach, before we actually get into the training, is there anything else you wanted to add in terms of, the challenge itself and, why you're excited to do this, man?
I'm excited because it literally puts the keys to success in your own hands, right? There's no external factors. There's no, I pray and hope the software gets the right list. There's no, I hope this happened. That it's all up to you. And that's why I like it, right? The ball's in your court. It's your destiny, right? And here's the cool part. If you drive for dollars, you don't get a deal that day. You just go to the next one. Just next day, boom, you're good. Like, just don't stop, right? And I always tell you there's winners and losers in wholesaling. And, if you haven't gotten your deal, you're not a loser. You're a winner in training. But you're only a loser when you quit. And so if you decide to drive for dollars every day and you keep losing, but eventually you win once, boom, you're done. You got the money. You can go from there and just expand it like crazy. And so I know a lot of people, they want to get their deal in 30 days, but they're not willing to do the work it takes to get a deal in 30 days. And so this is why we're giving you homework. We're giving you requirements. It's not that much. I promise you, if I did a cold calling challenge, if I did a texting challenge, if I did any other type of challenge, you'll be working way harder. This is the one challenge where you're actually going to work the least to make the most money. It's insane. If you're virtually wholesaling too, we're going to show you to virtually drive for dollars too.
Yep.
We're excited about this. So yeah, let's get it going.
Awesome, man. Yeah. And that's where I'll start too. So, again, it's going to be 30 days. We're going to be covering everything from, today's building your list. We're going to be talking about next time is going to be really focused on marketing. We're going to be talking about, closing, offers and being able to run comps and things like that. We're going to be talking about even how to use AI in your process. Like we're going to be how to use a CRM. Like we're going to be talking through the full gamut over these 30 days for you guys. But day one is such a pivotal moment just because, hey, use this as a call to action. Use this as your chance to step up and lead with action. But in the end, like no matter what you're going to be doing in real estate, to find great deals, it comes down to your lead source and the amount of leads you're putting into it and how you're following through with them. And, first and foremost, when you're driving for dollars, like Zach said, you're finding properties that are the most motivated in your market. If it's a rundown house, that's the number one sign that, hey, that they could be dealing with a property that either they can't keep up with, they don't want to keep up with. It's somebody who you can potentially, bring value to because they might be dealing with a situation that you can come in and help solve a real problem for them. And, throughout this challenge, we'll even talk about that of how do you come in and what questions do you ask a seller and how do you think through, that conversation. We'll talk about that a little bit next week too. But again, we're not deal makers, we're deal finders. We're finding people who actually want to sell, who actually are looking to move, who are motivated. And this is your best chance to get at bats to them because, again, you're finding the best leads out there, the most motivated leads when it's a rundown house. And then they're also the least competitive leads because, like Zach said, you're finding properties that don't always just show up on any kind of list that you pull. These are properties that don't always just show up any other place. Like you're going out there, you're putting in the work, you are earning that list. This is a list that only you have, and this is where you can find those diamonds in the rough that not everyone's already hitting up because they don't show up on any other list. Like you are finding, you're putting in the sweat equity here to go earn that list yourself. So that's where, in terms of driving for dollars, we're asking people to get out there, drive around a qualified lead. Whenever you hear me say lead, that is a property that, again, has the tarp on the roof, the gutters falling off, the broken board up windows, really, more serious signs of being run down. It can be things like a little more subtle. I know one example I've used before is our first hire over here. He landed his first deal just practicing what we preach using Deal Machine. He found a house that had Halloween decorations up, and it was like March. So it's like, okay, hey, they missed a couple holidays. Like they're for whatever reason, they're just not keeping up with the appearance of that property. And I believe that one ended up being a tired landlord. Somebody didn't want to deal with it. I had to ask Josh, but I know that, for him, that was the thing that tipped him off, was subtle things like that too. But is there anything, Zach, when you're driving around, like, are there any other signs you're really looking for when it comes to actually, driving for dollars here? What makes a good lead?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a video. I did with Rick. We just literally drove around for, I think, 30 minutes and got like
nice
10, 15 quick deals.
Love it.
And I have a screen share. I'm using Deal Machine on it, right? It's the best one because, like, it's monkey see, monkey do, really. And really, like, I want to show you like what I see. And so in that video, I think it was, what was it? It was 10 minutes of me driving, honestly. And I think I got like 15 leads. It was pretty simple. I'm going to put them in both of them. The chat, you guys just posted on there. I don't know if you ever seen that video. I just drove around. I'm like, you see there's like mold on the edge here. Just put it on. Like, it's something, right? Tall grass is my favorite. Like, if I could choose one, it's tall grass all day. That is I'm in Florida though, so I'm biased. St. Louis is the same thing. Like anything, I see, okay, we got a couple shingles off the roof, that door's looking bad, busted window, trash everywhere, right? Just think of an ugly house. And you know what? One little thing, if it's really overpowering, oh my gosh, I can't think about it. Think, hey, would this be something that is satisfactory to me if I live there? Probably not. Most people don't want to live in a pigsty, and they see that house, it's good to go. Don't act. And after doing a lot of drawing for dollars deals and teaching people it's not finding the ugliest monster horror house in the world. Okay. It's just slight issues. Like some of the pictures even show it, just like something slight going on the property. Just put it on, when in doubt, put it on the list. That is it. Because every deal I do, it's always something on the outside. Nothing crazy though. The roof's not caving in, but like it's something, right? They don't have to be like drug looking crack houses. Some could get a little more work though. And that's all you have to see. But yeah, go through that video. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen that one as well. Yeah, you guys do a great job.
It's already in there. And then we got a lot of other videos too. But definitely that's the best one.
Awesome. And again, throughout the challenge too, we'll be sharing resources like that as well for you guys. To make sure that you're learning the pro tips and going through this. Today, what I'm going to go through, and I'll actually show it inside Deal Machine here for you guys too. Again, you can either do this by hand, if you want to go out there and try it by hand, that's an option. Or if you want to actually try out Deal Machine, it's just dmzach.com. That'll give you 7 days free to try this out and get started with us through these 30 days. Then from there, it's like, hey, invest in yourself if you're going to continue with that journey. I know, again, I talked about that magic number of 100 leads, which we'll get to the homework here, once we go through this training. That magic number of 100 really is the tipping point that we see, that if people can get out there and find 100 of those houses you're talking about, Zach, like they are statistically much, much, much more likely. That's kind of the tipping point of people who are going to go land deals, whether they have their first deal in those 100 leads or not. They're going to keep doing this and stay on track and really understand, like, hey, this is a process that I can build into my routine, just like, going to the gym or eating healthy or anything like that. Hey, build this into your routine. Make this something that you can do yourself, or we'll also talk about how to team up with other people and do this too. Hey, if you're on that track, if you're doing these things consistently, then you are, again, on your way to not if I'm going to land a deal, but when I'm going to land a deal. So, I'll show this inside the app here for you guys. Zach, you can see that, right? Okay. Yep. Perfect, man. So what you can see here, and this is the desktop version of Deal Machine. Again, it's dmzach.com. We also have a mobile version as well. So it looks very similar, just, obviously a smaller screen. But everything you do on mobile, everything you do on desktop, they all go to the same place. If you add a lead on either of them, that rundown house, right? Then they sync up automatically and make it really easy for you to kind of just continue to build that list, whether you're on the go, whether you're in your desktop or what have you. But when you're driving for dollars, actually, when you're actually driving around, you're likely going to be using the mobile app, right? To be able to do that. So what I will point out to start off with, again, we're in the drive tab right here. This is just the map of your area. So this is South City, St. Louis right here. Let me toggle over to satellite view so you can see that too. So, a lot of people like to use the satellite view while they're driving around. It makes it a little bit easier to kind of like see the rooftops and things like that, and really know where you're at and make sure it's easy to be able to drive around and pinpoint those properties. But what you're going to be doing here is just like we're describing. And again, feel free to watch that demo Zach put in the chat there. But just like we're describing, getting in your car, driving around, and the app's going to lock onto your location, and you'll see all these little black dots around you. And let me actually toggle back over to standard view. It's a little easier to see on the demo. All these little black dots around you. Every single one of those, if I'm driving down Russell Boulevard, every single black dot right here is a property in real life. So if I see 1014 Russell Boulevard in real life is not in great shape, it's a good lead. Hey, cool. I simply look on the app, click on that property, as simple as that. And it's going to pop up and say, hey, would you want to add this lead? you hit add lead, and you move on to the next one. And every single time you do that, you're going to see these little blue pins pop up. So each individual blue pin, when you hit add lead, is going to add it to your list. And that's what our goal is, to get 100 of those qualified leads. Qualified meaning, house is not in great shape, whether it's a small level of distress all the way through to a more major level of distress, and go through that again and again. Don't make it any more complicated than that. Start there. I'm going to share a lot of pro tips as well, but it all comes back to finding those rundown houses. So that's where you're going to start with. You will notice there's some blue dots around here too. These blue dots mean that they've had an MLS status within the last 12 months or so. And, that means that, they were on market at one point. Probably not a great lead for this particular exercise, but there is, a lot of ways you can be leveraging those leads as well. But for this particular challenge, I'd say try to stick to the ones that were off market, or if they were on market, at least look for like a failed, expired listing like that. But first and foremost, you're going to be getting out there, driving around, in terms of area as well. Like, don't put too many barriers in front of you. Literally start, if you're already out during the day, you just have your investor cap on, and you'll get better and better at this. Like, drive around and be observant, and, take a different route to work or to school or to wherever you're going. Be able to just kind of build that into your everyday life to start with. And then we can go a level deeper here in a second on how to use data to help you get a little more effective. But Zach, do you have any tips on like where to start driving?
Buyer, right? That's always the thing I've always said. It's always up to your buyer. If your buyers do not want you to go out here and go in an area, don't do it, right? Go to the areas your buyers want to buy. And how do you do that? You ask them. It's point blank. I know my way of wholesaling is simple, but that's the way that helps most people out. It's the way they got me rich. Where do they want to buy? I'll provide you contracts, and then you can give me assignment fees. That is it, right? How do you go there? You just cold call your cash sales, cold call the full rents on Zillow, everything we teach at freewholesaling.com, the free wholesaling course. Literally, that's all you do. You just ask the buyer, and that's it. Or if you don't know, roughly, you can just drive around decent areas. The best area. So that's one little, out for me. But if I was going to go into a market, I say you can't find buyers, or I can't talk to any buyers. What I'm going to do are look for what we call starter homes. That's what I love doing. That's where most wholesalers get their first deals. That's where you get a lot of these great deals. They're called starter homes. What's a starter home? I think about my cousin, right? She's in her 30s. She's just married. She's about to buy her first house, right? She can't go afford a crazy mansion, right? She's not going to get a 6-bedroom house, right? A standard, maybe want a kid in the future, something like that. They're probably want a 2-1, a 3-2. They can't afford a 4,000 square foot house, right? It's pretty expensive. What they're going to do with most people out of college, or they're working, they just got married or something, they're going to go around 1,000, 1,500 square feet. It's livable. It's nice, safe area, right? That's what they do, right? And that's the avatar of a starter home. And so these are areas when I get an FHA loan or a VA loan or a conventional loan, I can qualify it pretty easy, and it's not that expensive. And so these starter homes are usually 2-1s, 3-2s. They're built between the 60s, 70s, and 80s, most likely. Some of them are way older, right? Depending on the areas. I know in Georgia, you can go even crazier on that one, but it just depends. But yeah, those are they're older houses. They're usually smaller, but they're renovated and nice still. Those are great areas. And so what we want to do is just trying to find those areas. So for example, the avatar of the good seller you want to deal with is like a seller that bought the house in the 90s or something, or the 80s, didn't update it once, maybe needs a little more work, and they're just looking to sell it. That house needs to get updated. You need to sell that thing to a flipper who's going to go demo the get rid of the old feng shui carpets, the 70s wallpaper. It's an old looking house that needs to be updated. Those are the houses we're looking for. And most of those houses weren't built in 2010. They're probably built in the 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I think about Florida. I think about Phoenix, Arizona. Most of Phoenix was built up in the 40s and 50s. St. Louis is a little older, 20s, 30s, 40s. A lot of those type of homes still, but 70s houses are still there. Atlanta's like that too. You guys know the areas we're talking about here. And then that's what you can do, right? I mean, if you live in Rochester right now, there's a lot of houses from the 1800s. You can do the same thing too, right? These are just starter homes. Where do most people when they're looking to buy the first house, where they're looking to buy, go to that area. It's great for wholesaling. They're cheap, and that means you get really good discounts on them.
Love it. So keep it as simple as that. Like Zach's talking about, is adding those distressed houses. To be able to give you a few pro tips on how to get more strategic on this is, like Zach said, hey, those older homes. One example of this is you have within Deal Machine itself, you have a highlights button up here. So if you're going to go in and actually want to use data to kind of overlay the map and tell you, hey, where are older homes? Where are hot neighborhoods? Where are transactions happening? Where are properties that are older, maybe have a little higher equity, maybe they have a certain assessed value? You can get really specific. But if you just click on highlights right here, you'll see there are a ton of kind of quick list options, and you can see things like vacant properties around me, foreclosure statuses, assumable mortgages, senior owners, hot neighborhoods. Do things like this where you can actually go in and, like Zach said, if you want to look for older homes, you can create a highlight and say, hey, go, show me year built, and click on year built and say, hey, is this before 1950? Confirm that, apply the highlight, and you'll start to see entire neighborhoods light up that show you, hey, these are all older homes. All of Soulard right here is built, a while ago. This could be a good place that, houses might be in needing some more fixing up because they're a little bit older. So, use that highlights button to really help you pinpoint entire areas, or you can even get more specific with it and say, hey, yeah, use this highlights button to really help you find things like hot neighborhoods or even, you could say vacant properties, right? Marked vacant by the USPS, click on vacant, apply that filter, and you'll see individual houses start to pop up here, where if I'm driving down the street and I see a house that is run down and has that highlight that I put in right there, that is a high priority lead that's using data in a smart way while also using the power of driving around and finding these houses that are run down. Mark that high priority. You have an option even inside Deal Machine to tag it as high priority. Do that while you're driving. So that way, hey, I need to be spending my time first on that one when I go back and see my 100 leads that I've built. So awesome. So the highlights is fantastic. That's a great way to start. Every time you click on a property here, which I'll do that here in a minute, you can actually look at things like owner type. It'll tell you, is it absentee? Is it owner occupied? Is it, owned by an LLC? What's the actual owner? It'll tell you things like MLS data, sale history there, equity, mortgage information, all kinds of stuff about the property itself as well. But as you're driving around, one thing that I think will save you a ton, we see is super useful in terms of saving you time. Make sure that when you're driving around, you hit that start driving button up here, and you'll see a little route tracker pop up where you can see an example of it here. This green line right here, that's a little tail that's going to pop up behind you. And as you're driving around the city, it's going to start to paint that behind you. So that way you can look at the map. And I know David, this is something he got so frustrated with, is when he was doing this by hand, he'd drive around, he'd be so psyched about finding a property that was, run down that he can get in touch with. He'd write it down. He'd go back and look, and he's added it 3 times. Like, he's realized, like, man, I'm just going back on my routes over and over and over again. And so using this to really kind of visualize the map and be able to say, like, yeah, let me drive here, let me drive there. After 6 months, it's going to turn yellow, and after a year, it's going to turn red. So that way you can look at the map and figure out, it's been a while since I went over there, or, I drove over there and I've done deals and it's been 6 months. It's now yellow. Let me redrive that area. So there's a lot of things like this to kind of help you just kind of plan out your time and use it as efficiently and effectively as possible while you're driving around and while you're covering your general area. So route tracking, that's one pro tip. Another one is if you're going to actually really want to go quickly, like you're in an area that, again, has a lot of distress around you, the tap to add mode here, where if you click on the map and then go down to map mode and switch pin mode to tap to add mode, that is something that, can help you go, especially to get that to that 100 number. We keep talking about, like, 100 rundown houses is what we look at and see. If you hit that number, you are much, much more likely to succeed long-term. Like, that is an awesome initial goal to work toward. If you want to add those quickly, if you're in an area that's got a lot of rundown houses around you, tap to add mode will just let you click on the property and pin that property. So as you go, you drive down the street, you see those rundown houses, you just tap on the app as you go, and it's going to boom, 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 add them quickly for you as you go. So that's all there right for you. I will mention you also have, if you're going to try out Deal Machine Pro as your 7-day free trial, you also get the ability to add a driver to your account, or add 2 drivers actually. So I know, Zach, you talk about, like, bird dogs often as well.
Yeah.
bird dogging, like, hey, this is something that you can just quickly add them to the app and basically take this strategy to the next level. Or if you click on the top right corner in your profile, you go to team right here. I've got Elliot right here, where the only permission he has is to be a driver. He can't, see all my leads. He can't touch my billing, anything like that. And now he can use the app as well. And I can even see his past routes. So every time he drives around, I can look and see, hey, where did he drive? And how far did he drive? What leads did he add? Where did he drive? If I click on this, it'll show me the exact route he did and all of the properties he added. So it's a great way to kind of help you, again, go to that next level and really buy back a lot of your time and just continue to blow through those lead numbers, those lead goals here. Because the more leads you feed this system, the more you reach out to them, especially again, next week, we're going to talk about how to market to them most strategically. You do this over and over and over again, and you are setting yourself up for success, and you're, hitting those numbers when it says statistically, like how many leads does it take to get to a deal. Have a bird dog help you out, and they're going to help you blow through those numbers too. So, do you have any tips on the bird dog front as well? Before I
got a million. One thing I can tell you is if you could find young wholesalers in your area, RIAs, comment sections, anything. Hey, I'm brand new. I don't know how to cold call, Zach. Like, I don't know how to cold call. I don't know how to close deals, anything like that. One thing for me, like I'll say, quote, I would call myself a wholesaling expert. 2,000 wholesaling deals, right? I know what I'm doing. I love, and this is still things I do to this day. I probably should hire someone out for this, but it's just a hobby of mine. I got young kids always come, Zach, can I work for you? Can I do all that? Like, you ain't going to work for me. Okay. You're going to steal all my leads. You're going to steal all my company knowledge, right? I'm like, you know what? What's your email? I'll put you on dmzach.com. Give me like 100 drawing for dollars leads a month. Over a year, I should be able to JV like 2 or 3 deals. I could probably throw you $40,000, right? And guess what? They get $40,000 and they can use that for marketing their own business. It's a win-win. I make 40, they made 40. That's $80,000 in deals. It's a win-win for everyone, right? So if you could just find 3 or 4 wholesalers in your market that are brand new, they're scared to death to cold call, go do it. For my virtual wholesalers out here, gotta get a little crafty, right? I love virtual drawing for dollars, but we actually have a full virtual drawing for dollars video inside of frozen.com. It's a great one. But what I need to tell you is it is better if I'm going to virtually draw for dollars, let's say in Killeen, Texas. All right. Is it good for me to pull government lists, all this stuff? Yes, you should. But what I tell you is going to be best is I want you to go in the comment section. I want you to go to the Killeen Real Estate Investor Group. I want you to find 5 brand new wholesalers in Killeen, Texas. Have them drive for dollars for you. Imagine if you have 4 kids producing 100 drawing for dollars leads a week. That's 400. That's a deal a week. They give you the leads because they're too scared to call. They just give you the leads. You call, you skip trace, you close the deal, you give them half. That's a deal a week. Think about that. That's 52 deals a year you can make if you find 4 or 5 kids to do that in your market. They're scared to call, you call. It's a game changer. But most people aren't willing to do it. When I do it, I get results though. It's a win-win for everyone. If you're living in Slovenia right now, you're not drawing for dollars in Texas, but they will. And it's the power of leverage. You got 4 people drawing for dollars. You have to pay $80 an hour just to get that type of work done that you get absolutely for free. That's why Deal Machine works really good. You just click button, add them, easy as that.
There we go. And that's, again, Zach, it comes back to just don't put too many barriers in front of you. Keep it simple. Go out there, whether you're using Deal Machine or not, go out there and add addresses. Just find those rundown houses. If you're going to use Deal Machine to help you out, again, we're giving that 7-day free trial at dmzach.com. But when you go through that, again, just, look for those rundown houses, click on the properties, hit add lead. You can use tap to add mode to go quicker. You can use route tracking to be more efficient. You can add friends, add people to be a bird dog with you if you're on pro. You can use the highlights feature if you're on pro to be able to look at the map and find individual houses and find whole areas that are really targeted like this. The last 2 things I want to share are the virtual driving for dollars and also Alma, our AI assistant in there. So I'm going to stop sharing screen on the on social just because we're going to show off a couple of different things that will actually break down the deal on Webinar Jam. So if you're watching on social now, there we go. Perfect. So if you're watching on social now, make sure to go to drivewithzach.com. That's where you get the full access to the full webinar and us breaking this down on the actual, private channel.
Unfortunately, last year, YouTube took down some of our challenge videos. I've already told you this, why I literally had to change freewholesaling.com. I literally had to buy private servers and do this. That video will be in freewholesaling.com, FYI. But go to drivewithzach.com so you get that. Unfortunately, I can't share the data on a Deal Machine because YouTube doesn't like it. So just FYI, bear with us here.
Yeah. So it's only take a minute. I just want to show it off briefly, the virtual driving in Alma, and then we'll jump back into the slides to assign the homework and everything for you guys. So, but to show this in action, if you're on Webinar Jam here, to start off with, I'll say, one, virtual driving. I mean, this is something that you can do anytime, any place, from anywhere. Like it's something that you're essentially clicking for dollars. It makes it really, really fun and easy, but it's great if you're in a place that, you maybe don't have the time to go out during the day. Maybe you have really rough weather. It's crazy hot. Or if you're watching this as a replay, we're live now. If we're watching this as a replay, in the winter or something, like, hey, maybe it's very cold and hard to get out there and hard to drive around. Like, we have people who have virtual assistants doing this, clicking for dollars that way. There are a million reasons why, we have people who are teaming up with people. Maybe they don't have a car. Maybe maybe they're too young and you're bringing somebody here who's, you're teaming up with somebody who, isn't driving that way. Like there are a million use cases for why virtual can be a really good option for you. But inside the app or inside the desktop version, all you have to do is go top right corner, hit start driving, and then click anywhere on the map. And let me switch back over to pin mode for you guys to do this. So here we go. Start driving, map, click there. And just like you would in real life, you're clicking for dollars here. You're driving around, you're going down the street, you're looking for signs of physical distress. Let me drive down here and look at these properties. So, we're looking at older houses here. We're again looking for, the tarp on the roof, the broken boarded up windows, the more obvious stuff, maybe the more subtle things as well. And really kind of use this as a way to, again, be an alternative to how you would drive, in real life here. So whenever you see a property and you look at them, if it's a property that you want to add to your list, you simply put add lead right here. It's going to, again, pin that property. So you're going to get, it's going to help you get to 100 properties that way. That's the goal here. You also have the opportunity to tag that property as well. So if it's high priority in your opinion, or, it's, slightly distressed or what level of distress, you can do all that inside Deal Machine as well. And you can customize those tags. We have people using tags for all kinds of ways to kind of track their business. Here you go. Absentee owned property that's an assumable mortgage that's in bad shape. Perfect. Hit add lead. That's a perfect opportunity right there. Maybe put that as, somewhat distressed, a higher priority lead, and then keep moving on. And that's what you're going to be doing over and over again. I will mention, if you're going to take the virtual driving route here, when you look at a property, I highly recommend checking when that photo is taken. It's using Google Street Image, right? So the bottom right corner, you'll see this photo was taken in March of 2022. I would compare that to when that property was last sold. So I can look in here and see that, hey, it was last sold in August of 2013. Most of the time you'd be surprised how up to date a lot of these Google Street Images are. So most of the time, most places it's within a year or two. But even if you do have a picture that's 5-6 years old and it's a really rundown house, and then you look and see the property hasn't sold since, before then, since for 10-15 years, it's the same owner that owned it when it looked like that owns it today. So that means that, hey, that could still be a really, really good lead. So I'd always double check that sale date versus the picture taken date and really figure out, like, is it the same owner as when this picture was taken? Do you have any thoughts on virtual driving, Zach, on this front?
We got some good videos on it. I could tell you right now, virtual driving for dollars is not as good as regular driving for dollars, unfortunately. But it's something, if you could hire out someone to do, eventually enough leads, it's good. As long as the street view is updated, it's good. The problem is you go to some areas, it looks too good to be true. Like, unfortunately, like, just every house is rough. So you got to be in the right areas. If you do it in the right areas, you're fine. That's honestly what I found. But you know what? I've always said stuff like that. And then there's always 3 or 4 guys that come up to me. I was at the gym yesterday. One kid comes up to me. He's like, "You do any deals?" And I've never talked to this guy. I've never seen him ever once. And he's making a lot of money just doing land. He's like, "I know you never say do land, but I do. All I do is land." And he showed me HUDs on his phone. I'm like, wow. And I'm the guy that says don't only do land. So I've been proven wrong so many times. I get sent all the time, I only virtual drive for dollars, and I make $12K a month. I'm like, okay. So there are exceptions to the rule. So I personally would do it if virtually. If not, I'd probably do something else.
Yeah, it's like we mentioned, if you're investing somewhere, like say you're, the example I used when we started off, like there's a guy based in San Diego, but he's from Milwaukee originally, and he's virtually driving back in Milwaukee while based in San Diego. Like if you're based in a really competitive market and you want to invest somewhere that, is in the Midwest or something, that I think it can be good for that as well. But for sure, I would default to in-person driving for dollars, not just because it's the most real-time information you looking at the property, right? But also on top of that, like you also have an opportunity to like talk to people in the neighborhood, talk to neighbors, like get inside information that way too. So I would default to in person, but virtual. I mean, we've had hundreds of people land deals using virtual driving for dollars. So, I think that can be a good alternative as well. But cool. And then the last thing before we turn the screen share back on social, last thing on here, you might have noticed as I've been clicking on these properties, this little purple circle popping up at the bottom right here. Yeah. This is something that's been awesome to launch, and I know we've talked about this, Zach, before as well, and kind of show this off a little bit. But we're going to touch on it a little bit today. In the future, we're going to be doing a deep dive on all the ways you can be using it. But this is our new AI assistant built into Deal Machine. It's the first of its kind where it's real estate specialized built into the app. And so if you're on Deal Machine Pro, again, for that free trial, really we've made Alma here. So it's Deal Machine, Alma. This AI assistant is made to really help kind of give you superpowers, but also just help you overcome any kind of limiting belief of not necessarily knowing what to say or how to reach out or if this is a good deal or not. Like it is great at basically using Chat GPT, if you've used that, which I know, Zach, you have done plenty of awesome videos on AI options out there, man. But if you've used ChatGPT and then imagine a ton of real estate specific prompting for it, plus off-market property data that you can't get anywhere else. Like off-market property data, can't get anywhere else that's combined with AI. So putting all of that together to be able to come in and just give you very specific actionable insights, like looking at this property and saying, hey, yeah, what do I want to know about this property? Well, maybe analyze this property and tell me, is this a good wholesale deal? And it'll go in and start to say, well, hey, here's the estimated loan balance, it's 247,000, max allowable offer. We're going in and making a calculation for you. And it'll tell you like, hey, based on those numbers, this may not be a good wholesale deal because the max allowable offer is less than the outstanding loan on it. So it'll do things like that where you can actually go in and kind of use the power of AI to help you quickly do some back of the napkin math on, is this a good wholesale deal or not? Is this a good, what should I say to this seller? Like you also have the option here of going in and saying, hey, how do I get in touch with the seller? And it'll give you, ideas there. You can even go in and say, hey, yeah, let me, and here we go. It says direct mail, cold call, email, door knock. Cool. You can go in and say, hey, calculate the offer price, and it'll actually break down for you in front of you saying, well, here's our max allowable offer formula. It's after repair value times the discount minus repair costs. And then, you need to feed it your desired wholesale fee for this. And it'll actually pull out a table for you right there, running those numbers. The repair cost is general repair cost data that we have, property condition data, times by the dollar per square foot to fix up a property in an area. So it's very general in terms of that rehab cost. You'll want to double check that yourself, but it's a great way to start and really start to run numbers and understand, like, how do I use the power of AI, the power of ChatGPT with this data and put that in your pocket as well. So, that's something, again, if you're watching on social, go to drivewithzach.com to be able to register for seeing all of the specifics that I'm showing off here inside the software. Otherwise, like, hey, I just wanted to kind of give you guys that rundown on this. Again, we're going to be doing a deep dive into Alma in a future training as well. But that's a great place to start to kind of help you start to think through what does a good deal look like.
I'm telling you, it works really well. It can give you some repair costs, ARV stuff. We got some videos in Wholesaling.com about it. It's pretty powerful because you basically used AI and trained it within Deal Machine. And that's kind of the point. It's kind of like a niched out version of it, right? It's not going to give you everything, but it's an extra tool on top of it. I love it.
Awesome. So if you can put the screen share back on social as well here for you guys. Again, if you weren't able to view that, it's because you need to go to drivewithzach.com, register there, and that's where you're going to be on the email list for all these future trainings too. and make sure that you guys can keep jumping in. We're gonna be doing them every single Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So
Exactly.
Awesome. So went through all that. Is there anything else you want to cover, Zach? I know next week I'm really excited to talk marketing, talk like reverse D4D, talk marketing strategy, talk how to talk to sellers. Like next week's going to be a big breakdown on all kinds of stuff like that. But
yeah, this is simple, guys. I just want everyone to. This is why we're doing the challenge. There's no crazy like, oh, I got to break down this 5 or 7, 8, 9, 12 things. Get in your car, look for an ugly house, either put it on your phone, go to dmzach.com, whatever you want to do. Just get a list of addresses that have an ugly type of property. If you don't know, go to the freeholding course, freeholding.com, or just take a, if a house looks ugly or not. Hey, is the grass a little tall in here? Oh, why is there all these stinking cars everywhere? That house needs some work, right? You guys know, all right? Does it look bad or not? Okay, just be a good judge. Or just look up ugly houses. Go through my YouTube channel. I promise you will find what ugly houses look like. Get a list of those. That's all I'm asking you to do. You can go to freeholding.com, kind of break that down. We have a lot of drawing for dollars, like just videos. But really quick, the process, if you want to jump ahead of Matt, FYI, is you get a list, you get the numbers, you can call them, you can reverse try for dollars, you can do anything you want on here. One thing we didn't really mention is reverse trying for dollars, and I want you guys to understand what that is really quick. If you don't know what it is,
go ahead.
You literally just get sticky notes. Go to the dollar store, you get 500 sticky notes tonight, Walmart, whatever. Get a pen and paper, get the sticky note. I have them at my house put on the sticky note. Hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. Then get your phone number. What phone number to use? You can use your personal cell. You can go to Google Voice. Just search up Google Voice. You get a free phone number. You get an inbound call to you. And literally, you put 100 of those out, you'll probably get half of them to call you. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, what do I say if they call me? So they call you, ring, hello. You put a sticky note in my house. Hey, no. Hey, my name's Zach. Hey, me and my partner, Matt, we're looking to buy a couple houses in St. Louis. Are you looking to sell your property? That's why it seems like a good property me and him are looking to buy. Are you looking to sell it all? No? Okay. Or, yeah. Oh, wow. All right, now I'm going to go through the script that Zach said. MCTP, get off the phone after that. Boom. Go to freeholding.com to learn what to say and stuff like that. I mean, you can get through it too if you want. But just do the sticky notes too. Reverse trying for dollars, it's amazing. And you don't have to call and skip trace it. You don't do any of that stupid stuff. Put the sticky note, let the calls come to you. Boom.
That's an awesome one, man. Yeah. And next week, again, come back next Friday. We're going to do a deep dive into that.
We're going to talk about marketing, but for the people that want to get going now,
for today. Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well, we essentially built a reverse drive for dollars feature into Deal Machine as well. It's called planned route mode. So if you're on Pro, Deal Machine Pro, if you do your free trial using that level, you can do things like essentially pull a list of properties through this planned route mode, and then it'll route you to drive to every single one of those houses on that list. So you can actually go through and it'll do turn-by-turn navigation to say, show me all the pre-foreclosures in my area, and then hit planned route mode. And I can drive for dollars while I'm doing this. It's going to give me turn-by-turn navigation through the whole thing. And that way I can just sticky note, boom, 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 all the way down the list while I drive for dollars. And you're at a great place to start that way, man.
Yeah. And like an example is like pull the code violations and just put that in the plan route and then reverse try for dollars those leads. Amazing. You might get like 50 to 70 of them.
Yep.
They're amazing. And if you try to do it by yourself, it just let them plan out the route. It works so well. So if you're scared of cold call, you don't want to SMS text blast, you just want to relax, right? Just throw some, Wu-Tang Clan in your headphones. That's what I used to do. And just like reverse try for dollars. Like it's not, if you're like an introvert type person and you just don't want to like deal with people, put headphones in, just put the sticky notes out. You don't have to call. You don't have to go. Like it's easy. Go do it.
Love it. Yeah. And so we'll be showing that off again next week, a deeper dive on that. But absolutely, like that's a great place to start. And you can even, import a list of leads into Deal Machine and drive, do the planned route that way. So you've got a lot of options. We'll show that off next week too. But, so if you could pull up those slides one more time for me, Zach, the homework for next Friday. So to knock this out again, do it before we get back on. We're getting on every single Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, doing these trainings. We'll take questions here in just a minute after this. But your homework, you may have guessed it, is go drive for dollars. Go find your first 100 properties. And again, that is the magic number of you may or may not have your first deal in those 100 leads. but you are highly likely to be on the pathway to success if you can knock this out. Like when we look at that data, our data in general, and see, hey, who makes it to 100 leads? Do they stick with this and go land their first deal and then many deals after it? You are disproportionately likely to get there if you hit 100 properties. So we want to get you there as quickly as possible. To prove that you did it, post a screenshot, or if you wrote, if you used hand by hand, if you didn't use Deal Machine, that's okay. You post a picture of your list to be able to show that, hey, if you post a screenshot in Deal Machine, you'll see it's got 100 leads right there. Just take a little bit of picture to show me that, hey, you filled out 100 properties that way. You don't have to put all the addresses or anything, but just show that you have 100 right there, and post it in the Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group to prove it. So, I know a bunch of you guys are already in there. Zach, maybe if you could put a link to that in the chat as well.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. Also, I'll add this too. This will count also, because I think it'll help people out. Take a selfie behind an ugly house. Just do it. That's another great one too. Heck, even just take a picture of a sticky note you slapped on the house. Just show it.
Help each other out. Yeah.
I'm telling you, just do it to show your example. It actually helps a lot of people out, and it keeps you accountable.
Awesome.
And guess what? You come to me and say, Zach, why didn't get like $1,000 of free stuff? I'm like, let's pull up Wholesaling Houses for Real. You didn't make one post. What's going to happen? I'm here to inspire other people too. I'm telling you. That's it.
There we go. So that's it to start off with. Again, we want to reward the people who are taking action. So if you get out there, you knock that out, you do that. Our first live giveaway is going to be next Friday at 1 p.m. We're doing a giveaway that's worth over $800 to start with on this very first one. So if you complete the homework to qualify, you are into, you qualify for the giveaway. Make sure, again, go to drivewithzach.com. If you're watching on social media right now, that's where you're going to register to be able to get the reminders for all this stuff and be able to get the replay and all the email list there. But make sure to complete this homework before 1 p.m. On Friday, and we're going to be doing that random giveaway. One of you guys is going to win a prize worth over $800 to start with, and we're giving away over $3,000 total throughout the whole month. So this is just getting us rolling, just getting us started. Again, on the Deal Machine front, we wanted to give you guys as many bonuses as possible. So we have dmzach.com. We've been talking about that. That's just the 7-day free trial. With that, versus going through our website, you're going to actually get a bonus free 200 skip traces or 50 free postcards just by using that link. So if you go through that, that's going to, next week, we're going to really talk about what that means, how to use those skip traces, how to it's all about getting in touch with sellers, using that stuff. But if you go through here and you want to get started and start reaching out to people, you get those free skips, you get those free postcards, you get to start reaching out to sellers directly with this bonus. So that's one option for you. You've got that right there. The other option here too, and let me pull this up in Webinar Jam for you, is if you are going to do this and you're like, yeah, I'm fully committed, I'm going to do this more than just a couple months. I'm going to stick with this and do this and go consider this an investment in myself and go do my first deal and stick with this. Hey, this is a long-term option. So if you want to do 12 months of Deal Machine, we're able to come in here and you get to start with a free trial, free 7 days through this. But you get Deal Machine Pro, which that includes those bird dogs, 3 users, includes the driving for dollars, the virtual driving, everything we showed off today. And you can pull lists with this. You can use all the highlights, the reverse D4D. You can use all the comps data. You can use Alma, the AI assistant. We're going to talk through mailing and CRMs and running comps and all of that in future trainings, but you get access to all of that as well. So everything we show off throughout these 30 days, you get completely unlocked. You do get actually cheaper skip tracing and postcard prices because you're on Pro versus Starter, and then you actually get weekly invites. We talk, bring in an outside expert, talk about something weekly that's related to real estate. You'll get invited to that too, and you get all those free skip traces and postcards. So all of that normally would be almost $1,500 for a whole year of that. This is $990. So this is for people who are completely very, very serious about sticking with this, doing this for a full year plus, and trying to invest in this to be able to go do their first deal and many after it. We want to give you guys an option as well and go through that versus our website, because if you're just going to pay every single month, you're going to be paying 33% more than you would through this link. So that's dealmachine.com/Zach. I'll leave both of these up for you guys. I do want to mention, if you want to take a quick screenshot of this too, we have open office hours. That's our head of customer success. Ryan's on these 4 days a week. So he's about to do one. He's in one right now. So it's Deal Machine office hours every single, or 4 days a week. Every single time Ryan's there teaching about Deal Machine, you can ask specific Deal Machine related questions. Our support team does get back to you in 3 minutes or less that way too. But I would say maybe save this bookmark. It's just a Google Meet link that you can jump into and get specific coaching on using the app throughout this whole challenge too. So we wanted to give you guys that resource as you get out there too. And I just want to say happy deal finding, guys. So get out there again, whether you're using Deal Machine or not, we want you to go land that first deal. If you're going to try out Deal Machine, both of these options are a 7-day free trial, but one's going to unlock 12 months at 33% off. The other one is, hey, if I want to go month to month, awesome. You get a bunch of free skips with it. It's dmzach.com or dealmachine.com/Zach, depending on either. So I'll leave that up there for you. And, Zach, is there anything you want to add before we get into questions here, man?
No. Guys, it's destiny's in your own hands. So either you're going to go out here, drive for dollars and get the deals or not. The thing is, I don't make any more money if you go out here and change your life making 30K or not. I want to give you the opportunity. I can go to bed at night knowing I gave you everything possibly, all the tools, all the free information in this video to go get your next deal. I can sleep at night knowing that. Can you sleep at night knowing that someone gave me everything I need to know to become rich and I didn't do anything about it? That probably I can't sleep at night knowing that. But I can sleep at night knowing I gave you everything. So guys, I'm giving you a key. The lock's right there. You got to take the key and do the work to unlock it. I can't hold your hand and unlock it with you. You got to do it yourself. That means when you get that deal, it's all you. But if you don't do anything, it's all you too. And so understand that the difference between you and the person you're going to be in the next month or two, if you get a $25,000, $30,000 deal, is the work in between you have to do. And so let's just start with 100 drawing for dollars leads. It's pretty simple. I know that seems overwhelming right now, but I promise you, that's 14 a day, 15 a day. Let's call it 15 a day. 15. That's it. 70 minutes. Go to work. That's it. 70 minutes. It will change. 70 minutes is going to change the rest of your life. So 70 minutes for the rest of your life, every single day. Are you willing to do that or not? That's it.
Love it. I did put my link or my email in the chat too. I had a few people that said, what if you already have Deal Machine? Awesome. Email me direct. And if you want to upgrade to that big discount or anything, I can help you guys out. So just matt@dealmachine.com is my email. Consider me a resource. I can help you guys out that way too. So awesome. I'll leave this up as well. Again, the homework, go find your first 100 leads and post it in the Facebook group and hold yourself accountable.
I love it, man.
All right. See a bunch of good questions in the chat. Zach, do you want to lead that or do you want me to start to go through them or what do you prefer?
Yeah, we go through them, both of them. We'll go through both of these. So, I have a fire damage house in Arizona. If you have fire damage property, just cold call the cash sales. Seriously, you're going to have to find probably someone to flip the house. So go after that and look at that side too. And so I'm getting a bunch of them, how do I get a call in with you? How do I do a one-on-one with you? All this stuff. If you want to do a one-on-one, guys, remember we are doing a bonus live stream tonight on FlipWithrick Plus. So go to flipwithrickplus.com if you want to hop on there. That also, you set up FlipWithrick Plus, you get to go to the live events, stuff like that. But yeah, it's only through the bonus live stream today. So Mike says, when do you find a place to get under contract? Should you fix it up, clean up the place to potentially make more for the buyer? You're just wholesaling, man. Get the deal under contract. That's it. We got a lot of good drawing for dollars questions. So here's a good one. How many calls can you make a day? How many calls you make a day? I've been virtually wholesaling, but I'm about to start drawing for dollars in San Antonio. So I love this question. How many calls should I make a day? I mean, theoretically, I want you to call 5,000 sellers a day, right? More sellers equal more deals. But honestly, let's just literally, if you can do 15 contacts a day, which I multiply that by 4, that's going to be 60. 60 calls a day should land you a wholesaling deal if they're drawing for dollars. 60, a quarter of them answer, that's 15. Get in front of 15 sellers a day. That's all you need. So 60. If you at the right list, 60. Now, if we're doing code violation list, 600. That's the difference between the right list that you earn versus a list you have to get from the government. And if it's a paid list, it's even more than that. All right. So let's see what the question we got on the other link too.
Yep.
We got a lot of them on here too. So let me know if there's any you want to answer on here.
Yeah. The Facebook group, you mind putting the Facebook group link in the webinar jam as well? We had a few people.
Oh, yeah. That on there.
There you go. Yeah, wholesaling houses for real is the name of that. Let's see here. All right. So is there a recording? Yes, we will be sending out the recording. Again, it's drivewithzach.com. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook right now, go to that link to be able to get all the emails and whatnot. But we're going to be sending out the recording, Clint, here, right after this as well. The direct mail, so your Blair, great question. Does direct mailers work? That's something that you can, be able to press within Deal Machine, one-off send mail. You can automate that and set a campaign to be able to send mail every 3 weeks, once a month, every couple months. You can really customize that a lot inside the app. So we're going to really dig into that next week, Blair, and give you kind of, hey, here's the best practices of what we've seen work over and over and over again. Like the Ryan Haywood guy who's done over 200 deals doing this stuff. So let's see here. Do you see any specific ones, Zach? That you want to
it's live or this is live. Okay. Like guys, when I go live, I go live. All right. I ain't no fake guru. I'm not the person live in the comments. I'm live right here. So Stan, I literally popped up your comment live and talked to you live. You literally posted it right now. So yeah, these are always live, guys. That's why you got to bring the questions on so I can answer them live for you. I think a lot of them, they're loving Deal Machine. They make it simple and easy. That's the point. We got one here, AV says, I have 100 reverse drawing for dollars properties sitting in my camera roll. I do want to say this. I'll give you a sneak peek on next week. Guys, if you want to here's a quick tip for anyone. If you find an ugly house, right, take a picture of the property. This is a weird one. Take a picture of the house, go to truepeoplesearch.com, get their phone number, text them. Hey, is everything going okay on the property? Something's up here. Are you okay? I promise you that you take a picture of their own house saying, is everything okay here? This house looks like it needs work. You will get an instant call or text. No other wholesaler in your market's doing that. And why are you texting me? Hey, I see if everything's going on okay at the house. I mean, it looks like a lot of work. Me and my partner, Matt, we're looking to buy a couple houses in the area. I'm telling you, no wholesaler's doing that. No one's doing it. Even the guy that goes to, dmzach.com and buys the postcard, you will get in front of that seller better than that person. People think the amount of money you spend in marketing is the reason why you're going to do deals or not. No, the way you're going to do deals is by actually going out here and getting in front of the seller. That's it.
Love it. Had a couple questions that were Deal Machine related, like skip tracing. That's typically it's around 12 cents to 17 cents, depending upon what plan you're on with us. Again, if you go through that dmzach.com link, that's going to be over 200 free skip traces right there in the app for you. So Salvador, that hopefully should help out there as well. Let's see. Do you want to explain the reverse D4D one more time briefly, Zach? I know obviously you videos on that.
So if you were asking those questions, you should go to freewholesaling.com, freewholesaling.com. Put a sticky note in Ugly House. Hey, this is Zach. I have a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. That's it. Go to freewholesaling.com. If you're serious about actually knowing how to start wholesaling, go there. If I had to teach you how to cold call, how to talk to seller, qualify, it'd be too much for a challenge. I'm already expecting to go to freewholesaling.com and actually break down what you're supposed to do there.
Great. And Lois had asked if we have some other D4D leads, can we add them to Deal Machine? Yeah, inside the app, you just click on the leads tab here. So, whenever I'm adding these properties, driving around, this is where they all go. You can go to add leads and import a list, and you can add any kind of list there, Excel file, what have you, and just pull into Deal Machine. All you need is the address, and it's going to backfill with all the rest of this data around, ownership information, assessed value, equity, mortgage info, all that kind of stuff. So, all you need to do is just hit add leads and import a list right there.
That's it, guys. Just drive for dollars. That's all. That's the point of this whole video. This whole entire challenge. You're overthinking it. I want everyone knowing this. You are overthinking this. Just get in the car, get dmzach.com, get to work.
Awesome. And yeah, had a couple more questions there from people who are like, current customers and things. Again, feel free to email me direct if you want to take advantage of the 33% off 12 months upgrade. And I'm always happy to help there, guys. But
yeah, I mean, you're pretty available for anyone. So
sure, I sure try to be.
What is it? Matt at Deal Machine?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Matt at dealmachine.com. Email.
There we go. All right. I think For the Q&A, that was the Q&A section. That's most of them.
All right, that's it, so guys. Like, all right, let's just stop it here, because the amount of time we can go for the next hour or two. Why don't you just spend an extra hour just driving for dollars right now? There's really nothing else for us to talk about. Get in the car, get some leads, report back next week. I'll be in wholesaling offices for real, seeing you guys posting it. Let me see if you're doing it or not. I'll give you some critiques on it, but I'm excited. So Matt, we got next week. I want everybody to know, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm posted on Flip the Rick this time. Next week, it's going to be exclusively on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel, and then Wholesaling Officer Rick Ginn. It won't be on Flip the Rick because we're posting videos on Friday still on Flip the Rick. We're not going to stop that. But on the Zach Ginn channel and then everything, just go to drivewithzach.com, honestly, just so you don't miss them. But they will be posted live for you guys on YouTube too, if that's what you want. But we're excited about it. So
absolutely.
Any last things to say here? Just
yeah, the big thing is, guys, is leading with action like this. Again, whether you're using Deal Machine or not, I mean, you know, you can only get so much value by watching. It's by doing, right? So in the end, get out there, go try this out to get 100 driving for dollars leads as your first homework assignment. If you do take that action, we're going to be rewarding you guys where, you know, again, one person's going to win a giveaway worth over $800 next week. So make sure to be back on next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. See if you win that giveaway after you turn in the homework. Turn it in by putting that screenshot in the Facebook group right there again, and consider us a resource. I'm pumped for these next 30 days. Get out there and again, last year we had a ton of people coming through doing deals. Like, I'm excited to do that again this year, man. So
of course. All right, appreciate it, guys. I'll see you next time, next Friday, 1 p.m. and start driving for dollars. 100 leads. That's